We're now learning that Thailand's Supreme Court has ordered former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra to serve 1 year in prison and has ruled that his prolonged hospital stay last year was unlawful and cannot be counted as time served. Thaksin, who served as Prime Minister from 2001 until he was ousted in a military coup in 2006, returned from 15 years of self-exile in 2023 and spent only a few hours in prison before being transferred to a VIP hospital. He was in fact sentenced to 8 years for corruption and abuse of power after returning to the country in August 2023, following the 15 years spent living in exile. However, his sentence was reduced to 1 year by a royal pardon and he was freed in an early release scheme for elderly prisoners. The court has now found that he was partially responsible for prolonging his hospitalization despite not having a severe illness and has now issued the warrant to take Thaksin to Bangkok remand prison in order to begin serving a 1-year prison term. His daughter, Thaksin Shinawatra, who was also dismissed as Prime Minister last month on the 29th, in fact spoke to the media after the court verdict today. Listen in.
จนมาวันนี้ก็เป็นประวัติศาสตร์อีกเรื่องหนึ่งนะคะที่มีนายกรัฐมนตรีคนแรกที่จะต้องจำคุกนะคะเรื่องนี้ก็อาจจะค่อนข้างหนักนิดนึงนะคะแต่ว่าแน่นอนค่ะว่ากำลังใจดีทั้งคุณพ่อและครอบครัวค่ะที่ตัวดิฉันเองและครอบครัวก็มีความเป็นห่วงคุณพ่อค่ะแต่ว่าก็รู้สึกภูมิใจนะคะที่คุณพ่อก็ได้สร้างประวัติศาสตร์มากมายในประเทศไม่ว่าจะเป็นนโยบายที่มีประโยชน์อย่างมากสำหรับ
Walking out of court was another Thai lawmaker who shared some details about Thaksin's response to the court ruling. Take a look.
ขออนุญาตเริ่มเลยนะวันนี้ศาลฎีกาแผนกคดีนักการเมืองก็ได้มีคำพิพากษานะครับว่าให้ท่านกลับไปติดคุกในเรือนจำ1 ปีเป็นการนับ1ใหม่นะครับเรื่องนี้พวกผมเองก็เคารพในคำวินิจฉัยของท่านนะครับตอนที่ผมลงมาก็ได้มีโอกาสพูดคุยกับท่านนายกทักษิณชินวัตรนะครับท่านเองก็มีสีหน้าปกตินะครับยิ้มสู้แล้วก็บอกพวกผมว่าไม่เป็นไรนะครับท่านกลับมาท่านก็พร้อมที่จะเผชิญหน้ากับทุกสถานการณ์ไม่ว่ายามสุขหรือยามทุกข์
This court verdict marks a major turning point for the Shinawatra family, which has influenced Thai politics for more than 2 decades. In fact, the Shinawatra political clan has been the key foe of Thailand's pro-military, pro-royalty elite who view the populist brand as a threat to traditional social order. However, we do now see the dynasty's momentum is flagging after a litany of legal and political setbacks, most notably and recently with Thaksin Shinawatra's ouster as the Prime Minister. With us on the broadcast is Mr. Ross Feingold, political analyst, joining us from Taipei. Thank you for taking our time speaking to us on NewsX World. As I've mentioned, we've been seeing the power of the Shinawatra clan waning over the years. Thaksin Shinawatra is now being sentenced to 1 year in jail. We did see his daughter Thaksin being ousted as Prime Minister last month. His sister Yingluck is in exile. So what in your assessment is next for the Shinawatra family itself?
Well, first we'll have to see how long Thaksin Shinawatra actually spends in jail, whether or not there'll be an early release again. But we should also keep in mind that he's enormously wealthy. So money, of course, is an important factor in politics. Candidates for office need financial support, and he still retains the ability to provide that kind of financial support. And also over his 25 years as a key figure in Thai politics, he's built up an enormous amount of both personal popularity as well as allegiance with politicians at different levels of government around the country. So there's a lot of support, again, not just with voters, but with politicians as well, politicians who have supported the various iterations of the Shinawatra family's political party. So I would not say they're finished. The only thing that would bring us to say that they're really out of politics is if the whole family leaves Thailand when Thaksin Shinawatra finishes his current term in jail. But it's premature to make that assessment. So frankly, I would say for now, at least, they still might retain influence and be a force in Thai politics.
Indeed, and we've been seeing Thai politics itself being in quite a flux over the last couple of years. Successive years have seen a number of prime ministers come in and out of power. But what, in your assessment, is next for the party, the Pheu Thai party at large?
They'll probably lose some of their influence if they're not part of the ruling coalition with the new prime minister who just took office, but much will depend on the next election. There's expectation of a snap election in the coming months. And if that does happen, chances are that they're still going to retain support and win a lot of seats in Thailand's parliament. And then we'll be back to that same situation where the parties are going to have a lot of back and forth about forming a coalition, and it remains to be seen whether or not they would form or be part of the coalition, or they would be boxed out by other parties who at this point want nothing to do with Pheu Thai. Keeping in mind, I mean, not just that Thaksin Shinawatra was removed by the court, but it's also the circumstances where the leaked phone call with Hun Sen of Cambodia reflected her criticism of the Thai army, and that just didn't go down well with a lot of people in Thailand. So they might win a lot of seats, but they might not be welcomed into a coalition in the future.
All right, so with that, I would like to thank you for taking our time.